Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live trading room for Wednesday. What is the date today? August the 28th. My name is Barry Anerson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? All right. Okay, let's take a look at what is happening this morning. No pre-market work for me. I actually almost, but I didn't like I thought the press release was kind of a little wonky, so I didn't take this one. But the DPW has gapped up 50%, still hanging in there. Basically, just an announcement saying they've reduced $2 million of their debt, or their debt is eliminated, $2 million. So that kind of juiced the stock this morning, but I did not bite. I was looking to see how well it was going to hold 5, and it didn't hold it, so I just bowed out. A couple of big gap downs. Autodesk, more expensive. Autodesk is down $17, over 11% on earnings. ADSK. And this could be very interesting. There's no volume yet. I get the fact there's no volume. They released earnings after hours yesterday. That's the minus 0.25. PAHC. Now, obviously, the volume's got to pick up and keep at this level. You can see right here, it is broken down now on the monthly chart here. Next level on the monthly chart for support is around that 1880 level. On the weekly chart, there's probably not very much support near term either. Yeah, I mean, we're really looking at something that as long as the volume starts to pick up at this level for PAHC, the spread is obviously crazy right now, but this is definitely one to watch once the market opens. LCI, I don't know about an elephant in the room, but yeah, nice gap up on earnings, 40%. The only issue I have with it is it's got some, I think right there is 890. Yeah, 895 is the high. Looks like 1, 2, 3, about 6 weeks ago, about a month and a half ago. And there was the high for LCI around 895. I wish that weren't there. I wish that weren't there. I wish it was more up there, more in a 45 down. But anyway, LCI, huge gap up for it, 40%. Yeah, I don't know about the SGNX. I saw that this morning, but it's, let me just see, NSGX, SNGX. I'll get it right. Yeah, you see it gapped all the way up here, and it's almost back to the close, so I don't know about that one. Positive recommendation on something or other. Let's see what else. Movado, MOV. There's another one that is gapped down on earnings. No volume yet, but it's a big gap down on earnings, almost 20%. Movado. Another one that you can see on the monthly chart, a little bit of support around that 21 level. Well, it's below that, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I mean, there's really no support for Movado. So, let me just see here. What is the low there? Low is 1914. So, the low on that in that month, that's way back in 2016, is 19 or so. So, whether that holds it or not, but Movado underneath 20 could be very interesting. MOV. DY, Dycom, another one that is gapped up on earnings. Could get interesting. That's a better looking weekly chart. See how it's more, well, it's not, that's even more steep than 45 down. Not a lot of areas of potential support, in my opinion. So maybe right around there, 47, yeah, maybe there, 44-ish, but this could be interesting. It's obviously, I mean, the bets were being placed this month anyway. Just trying to recover somewhat. So DY, HPE, Hewlett Packard. There's a gap up, big float. It's a gap up on earnings. Look at the daily chart, 1357 right there. Excuse me, so it's at 1351. I guess if it can break out over that 1357, next area is 14.70, so about $1 away. It's a big float, so it's going to take a bunch to move it once the market opens. I'm going to pass that on to the developer, okay? Okay, I've just passed that on to the developer, okay? I know it can be very annoying. Well, people are there now, JMac. So I would go right, I'm just going to give you a link to the homepage and you could start. I mean, there are people there right now. But it's usually 9 o'clock Eastern time, okay? Yeah, so here's a link to the homepage and just start a live chat, okay? All right, what else is happening here? Tiffany's another earnings play. This is gap down. Tiffany's has gapped down a lot. Down $4, almost 5%. Big area for it right here. It's underneath on the weekly chart right there. So, I mean, that's a big area for it to have taken out. Has room underneath to about that 75 level. And TGE, don't get too excited about this one. TGE is a buyout at 1950. All right, so don't get too excited about this one. This TGE. So I want to see if anything is showing up here now. I'm going to miss. So there's DPW, LCI. There's, okay, I see your MICR. I do see that now. It wasn't earlier. Horrible 15-minute chart and very strange. This does not trade very much at all, obviously. You know, in this month, it's only traded 45,000 shares. It only traded 1,000 shares yesterday. Yeah, so this does not trade very much. Yeah, low float. 3.7 million contracts. So who knows? Maybe this will, yeah, I mean, it might have a tremendous day volume-wise. Obviously, the volume is picked up huge. What's the spread on that thing? 310, 316. So interesting. Definitely a lot of volume. Doesn't trade very much. I think I'll put it right here, MICR. See what it does once the market opens. All right, 914. Let me just check to see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. Again, not very many. The dog days of August. That's it for the upgrades. I'll get the downgrades in now, not too many more. There they are, not too many. Well, I don't need too many though. Yesterday, we had a great day yesterday. There was lots of activity. No activity this morning for me in the pre-market. Nothing really ran that I could see anyway. Typically a little bio that just screams higher. Nothing really did anything. I mean, the DPW, not that I know it's not a bio, but the DPW, it's holding though. I have to admit, it is holding here. It's super low float. Actually, it is not. I'm sorry. It is not a low float. 37 million. I mean, it's not excessive, but it's not one of these crazy under 2 million in the float situations. So the MICR, maybe. I mean, obviously a low float. Longer it holds over 3. Yeah, JMac. I know what you're talking about. Third-party prepayment. Exactly. I don't know what's going on. I do see the odd email coming in like that. Hopefully, but I know they'll fix it. They, as in us. And as usual, I'll be concentrating on the evening scan. These are the symbols for today, right now. See what triggers from that list. And again, you can follow along just by clicking on the new channel bar and Barry's windows right down here. Okay, I got to get them to move that up. Oops. Yeah, that's no longer a link I'm handing out, Poe. Okay, you really have to. First of all, if you're talking about this, it won't start populating till this morning, till at least after 5 minutes. If you're talking about the alert window, yeah, it's not going to populate until at least 5 minutes after the market opens. Yeah, big float. That's the only issue. HPE, big float. 1.3 billion in the float. Yeah, it's up on earnings. Nice move for it, but how much further can it go? So, you know, you look at the weekly chart. It definitely has some room if it can get up, but there's the next high looking left, 1375. You know, so it's got to take that out, and then maybe it can start to attack this area. But I'm always a little skeptical. The volume is pretty light so far, but they did release after hours yesterday. So after hours, it did get up to, excuse me, it got up to the 14 level, up to the 14 level. Just a moment, please. I'm just making an adjustment to one of my windows. All right. Yeah, but remember, if you asked the same question yesterday, this doesn't start populating until 5 minutes after the market opens. I mean, that's the earliest. Okay, so don't, you know, I've got this time filter where the alert occurred at least 5 minutes after the open. You know, to get rid of some of the noise. I mean, I could even almost make that 10 minutes, but I know people were looking at ATV yesterday. Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously interesting if it can take this out right there, that 52. It's got a huge void. Yeah, really no volume. It really hasn't moved yet, so hard to know. Oh, I see, Cosman. Okay. Yeah, but look what it's done. I'm not saying it's not going to come back, but I mean it's basically flattened out. I mean, there's the news. It popped up to what, $1.74, and it's come all the way back. So other people don't believe it, or think that there's no market for this. I don't know. It just doesn't inspire confidence when you see something like that. The one that is actually holding here, MICR, $3.7 million contract. Okay, let me see. I do see the news with a leading medical technology, the old unnamed leading medical technology company, the unnamed. Well, looking left on the weekly chart, 378. It's about the same on the monthly chart. Just have to wait to see how it opens. I mean, this does not trade very much at all, as you can see. You know, just look at these daily candles. I mean, that's about what, 8,000. Yesterday was what, 1.4 thousand shares. So it does not, but it's huge. I mean, what we see the relative volume when this opens is going to be like in the thousands. You just have to be careful on something that doesn't trade very much. You just have to be very careful. Everything's a pump and dump. it's all to the degree. So I should say it's a matter of degrees. Any press release that comes out, I don't care if it's Google or SNGX. I mean, they're all trying to get you interested. I did not show any window that shows with alerts 10 minutes. I was just showing a window that doesn't start until 5 minutes after the open, which are the, this one, the evening scans for the next day in the alert window. So nothing will happen until at least 5 minutes after they open, just with the timer I got on it. What I was saying is that, could almost up it to 10 minutes, but might miss some really juicy early ones. But you bring in more noise. That's the only issue. All right, everybody, I'm going to get rid of these two and bring in the gappers. Not too many this morning, as you can see. So again, TGE is a buyout. 1950 is the buyout. Mosey, thank you, Martin. Martin. Okay, so Mosey is the, what was the ratio? 1 for 20, okay. 1 for 20, so this will be about a little over 2 million float. But are they going to have a press release that I don't see anything yet? So usually they'll do a pre-market, but so Mosey is that reverse split. Kind of keeping my eye. No, I don't think there's any volume yet. Yeah, a little bit of volume for ARCI. ARCI had a crazy, crazy day yesterday. If you were in the room yesterday, you saw I had the huge pop at the beginning and then massive drop, and just basing now, almost as if, I mean, they're doing a $4 financing. But anyway, let's see what happens with ARCI. These are not inspiring weekly candles so far. When you see these big pops and then the big sell-offs. Yeah, you know what? I mean, we get our information. You can probably go to 10 different areas to find the float. And you probably get 10 different answers. But that is a big difference. One, we've got 38, so that is a big difference. It's a spread like PH still, yeah, still a terrible spread so far. And no, well, the volume's starting to pick up a little bit. I mean, this is a massive gap down for PAHC, but again, there's no volume. It's a low float, 20 million in the float. But you can't do anything with it yet because the spread is crazy, but $1.50. But I mean, this really has, the support area is maybe right around here, 1960-ish. It's just too bad there's no volume and the spread is crazy right now. Yes, less than a minute to go. So let's have another great trading day, everybody. And as usual, I'll probably sit out the first 15 just to let things settle down, unless I see something in the evening scan today that catches my eye that I might take. It's up to you guys to do it, though. Don't wait for me to tell you to do anything. All right, we are now open. Well, there's the MICR, guys. Real from yesterday. Real trying to pop over 13 right now. Maybe a little recovery in the offing. RKDA is not shortable for me at Interactive Brokers, unfortunately. Got to be careful on this. I mean, look at that pop, guys. Up to 350 and an immediate drop. MICR. Okay, LCI is making a new high, not a pre-market high, but is making, what do we even call this? Regular hour market high, but there's a pre-market high. Plan, look at Plan. Plan had earnings yesterday. Plan on the way down here. I actually have Avid on the list. Yeah, it's too bad. The 5-minute is delaying this probably from showing up, but that's okay. But Avid, absolutely. What's the volume like? Decent to start. Spread is a little tough. Well, 14 cents right now. But yeah, I mean, this made the, you can see right there, it made the list. It's right there, but Pizza had an upgrade this morning. Pizza, PZZA. And one on the way down. QFIN is on the way down. This is not, it had earnings a couple of days ago. QFIN. Okay, Billy. This is a earnings play from yesterday. Big area for it to try to hold is 1320-ish. It's already down a lot. You say Pizza is ripping here. Now there's an area right there about 51, probably a big resistance area for Pizza. Archie on the move a little bit here. ARCI on the move a little bit, but again, look at the topping tail, look at the bottoming tail. These things that can happen in the first 15 minutes. Can get you in and out of positions just like that. I mean, I seriously hope nobody chases this MICR. Now it could come back. What I'm going to do, I'll stick an alert maybe around 323 for later. But I mean, look what it did. 348 and the big drop. Meanwhile, the market, I didn't even check the market. So the market is weak open, and we've got an opening candle that doesn't look too promising on the long side. No, look at Lanet. Yeah, LCI. Now, that's a big percentage drop from the high there and the high here, right down back down to $8. The SSNT from yesterday. Yeah, this is when I traded yesterday really quickly. Yeah, I'll bet. In fact, I've got a couple of silver plays in here. I think MAG is one of them. Yeah, MAG. I think I've got SVM. When I say in here, in terms of the evening scan, but look at that. And I've actually got a gold play that just kicked in. AU. MNK continues down. MNK continues down. You notice it showed up on the evening scan down. LB continues down. Give me a second here. Something's going on, and I'm not. Never heard of this one. MDGH. That's why I haven't heard of it. Don't know what this. Don't know really what this is. Ordinary shares. Operates as an integrated real estate services company in China. All right. MDJH. Yeah, look at the uncertainty so far with LCI. Topping tail, bottoming tail in the first 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. Look at PSTV. Unbelievable. What's the spread? Not even over 40-cent spread right now, PSTV. Volume pouring in. Yeah, we still have an issue with our halts resumes. You see right there. The halt and the resume is happening at the same time. So there's an issue with the provider, data provider. Wow. PSEC, look at this one. It takes this out. Look out. What is this, an earnings play? Yes, it is. No, what was happening with UJazz is that you weren't seeing the resume. That was I thought, your issue. The issue really now is that the halt and resume is showing up at the same time. I thought you said you didn't see the resume. No kidding. What a bounce. What a bounce for Tiffany. No, but they don't. What I'm saying is that they're triggering at the same time. I mean, that didn't happen before. The resume would happen 5 minutes usually after the halt. Look at Slack. Slack is taking it on the chin here. Something's going on with my evening scans, guys. I don't know what, some symbols are not showing up in the don't repeat. But they're showing up in the, what I call, I think they're exactly the same filters too. Just a second here. We have to figure out what's going on. Kirby, you've been in my channel, new Barry's window or channel bar, Barry's windows. Okay? Barry's windows right down here. Look at that opening 15-minute candle for real. I mean, that's why I don't like trading in the first 15 minutes typically. I mean, look at the topping tail, look at the bottoming tail. You see a lot of stocks that look like this in the first 15 minutes. Okay, MDJH is now resumed. Good grief. Well, halted at 504, so it's 550 now. But that was yeah, I don't know what's going on, I have to admit. We had the halt. Oh, no, it's a 5-minute halt. It was a 5-minute halt. I don't know. I mean, let's see. If I back, I don't think so. Unless it has a name. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Mo. I'm sorry. It's possible here. It's possible. That's the well, whatever it is, it's ripping. Yeah, it's a tough one, guys. I mean, yeah, look at that. I mean, again, first 15 minutes. Wow, MDJH. Oh, enters into a contract with Taido Xincheng Real Estate Company. Keep an eye on Movado underneath 19, MOV underneath 19. This is an earnings play. Big, tough spread right now. Well, 14-cent spread right now. It's MOV. I mean, look at the gap. Gap on the weekly. That low right there is 19.14. I mean, that's the next low looking left on the monthly chart. So it's just a little bit below. It's a little bit below that. Even my dog knows that. Keep an eye on this one on a break of 19 for MOV. Meanwhile, look at SIG. SIG, this may be in response to Tiffany because, you know, SIG was on the down and out for a while there, but this might be just reacting to Tiffany's rebound. SIG has earnings next week. Meanwhile, MDCO was still active here. What a 3 days it's now having. The high yesterday's. Okay, LCI, nice recovery. There's the pre-market high. I think it has a fair amount of resistance around 9. Boy, whippy, LCI, look how whippy it is. AXTA is ripping here. Now look at the weekly chart. 28, so 28.18 right there on the weekly chart. Yeah, I'm just sitting on hands right now. I mean, I'm interested in the LCI, but nothing wrong with sitting on hands for a while, guys. Mo, now keep an eye on Mo. Look at PAHC now, guys. Yeah, the spread is okay right now. PAHC is now starting to trigger, and the volume is starting to pick up, but it's still a tough spread, 29.58. If you're wondering why I'm saying that, I mean, it's just difficult to commit. Plus, it's down 28%. Probably is going to be really tough to get it with that uptick rule. Here's one that's on the move here, EXPR. Actually, this is a little earnings play, EXPR, not a super low float. Yeah, 9:30. I'm sorry, 10:30 every Wednesday. Yeah, 10:30. So EXPR, a little earnings play. This is, let's see, back this out a little bit. Take a look at it on the weekly chart. So you can see last week's high was, and the week before was around 215, 216. So it's got to take that out. Well, you can take it now, Chris, but 5 minutes before 10:30, depending how long you want to hold it. I'd probably get rid of it. Because unless it's got some news on its own, you're almost guaranteed. Of course, it's a little one. It may not react that closely to the numbers. I'm watching MO here, guys. Here's another small energy stock, WLL. Yeah, MOVE is going the wrong, well, I guess there's no such thing as the wrong way, but okay, well, so far, I'm still sitting on my hands here. Fluor, FLR, moving higher here. There's a red bar ignored actually for Fluor right there, FLR, a red bar ignored. Trigger would have been 16, around 17. Let's see if this continues. There's your Oasis. Oasis on the move. A couple of little ones, WLL and Oasis on the move. Ooh, up she goes and down she goes. Look at that. WDJH. Wow. So I'm seeing a little pattern here. Energy stocks. Natural gas is on the move here. UNG. Well, so far, I mean, I'm looking at the oil and gold and silver are now moving down. Boy, oh boy. Tough day so far. I haven't done anything. But look at the pop in the market. So yeah, so gold and silver, precious metals, that's a typical reaction when the market pops like that. Yeah, the 20-for-1 split. I think Martin took this one at maybe right around there, little piece of it. I don't see. Yeah, I know at 10:30 Eastern time. Okay, now keep an eye on work. A couple of bottoming tails, maybe a bounce. 28.50. Couple of bottoming tails now for work. Maybe a bounce in the offing. EEI is a symbol I don't know at all. Ecology and environment. No, I don't know anything about these. I can't see. To be bought. Yeah, okay. They're being bought out by WSP. Pretty simple search right there. All right, guys, LCI, I'm still interested in it. XPR, not bad, actually. I mean, it just has to take this out right there around that 220, 216, 220 area, takes that out. But I think that's probably pretty stern resistance for EXPR. Exactly. What you see today in the channel bar are the ones that moved yesterday, plus some of the carryovers that I had. So again, as I always explain, this is the list for today. At the end of the market today, I will take a look at the list for today and see if I want to carry any of them over. And then of course, I'll look at today's evening scan, the scan that I use at the end once the market is closed, and see which ones I want to carry, carry over also. Keep an eye on flowers here, FLWS. This is one that, what's the volume like? Yeah, not very good. Trying to recover from earnings 3 days ago. Definitely this is an interesting day. I mean, I'm just looking at the evening scan and what has popped in, and typically at least a couple will have movement, but I can't see one in the right direct, in the direction of the alert. Cannot see one today, which is very rare. Maybe just telling me this is a day to really be cautious. This triggered at 4350 DY. GIS is having a nice rebound also. GIS, General Mills, after yesterday's crazy day, had a nice recovery also yesterday. Yeah, there's no volume. Is it a pink sheet stock? Yeah, it's a pink sheet stock, so no. I mean, it really didn't pop. It's down 50 cents. I mean, it might have popped up here, but no, it's a pink sheet stock, so typically there's no, I don't get any information on that. Lockups. Well, I don't, I mean, this is where I go. I'm sure it may have lockup information, but this is the website I go to for IPOs. Whether it has the lockup information on it. Adrian, I'm going to put that in off topic, okay? I've put the link in off topic. Okay, guys, LCI now. Triggered again. Let's see, Any was a little active yesterday. I mean, to me, it's untradeable. I mean, look at the bottoming tails, topping tails on the weekly. It's just, I have really no feeling for it whatsoever. It's not doing anything. It's only up a couple of cents. It had an interesting day yesterday, but the day before certainly. But I can't see any reason to get in for me anyway to even look at it now. Okay, guys, DY on the move now. DY on the move. Still a spread issue for it. All right, guys, maybe against my better judgment, but I did take the LCI, got in at 851, okay? And a little pullback, and then it, this is from the evening scan too, early at 852. I'm gonna put a real tight rein on it though. And I don't expect a lot of movement because, I mean, there's a lot of resistance right around here anyway. Breaks down below 850, I'm out. LCI, yeah, there are shorts available. 36,000 at Interactive Brokers. Not a huge amount, but there are shorts available. Yeah, it looks like it is. So obviously it can work in your favor if it keeps this level. You might get some short covering, but we'll see. All right, let me get this in here. No, guys, DY is actually moving. You just had to deal with the spread. The alert was at 43.50 from the evening scan. Yeah, if you look at the weekly chart, 44.64 on the wick, so that's last week's high. Okay, so a little movement now for LCI. Okay. All right, that's a good move now. Okay, guys, I've taken some out at 878 for LCI. And I repeat, you have to, if you're in the trade, you have to manage it on your own. Don't wait for me to tell you what to do. This is not that sort of a room. COM, okay, interesting one, just over 10. What's the volume like? Good volume for COM, C-O-M-M. I'm going to stick an alert down around 19 for Movado MOV. Well, we have a short float percent. So what that's telling us right there is that, here's the float, 43 million, of which 7.8% is short. So that's what we're looking at, the LCI. Now, again, this is from our provider, 63% of that float, it's a fairly low float, is short. Well, Axtec just kept moving. Yeah, what a mess Archie is. I actually thought it might bounce nicely off 4, but nope. Okay, guys, I'm all out of the LCI, okay? Just a very quick one. This is a day, probably turning into a bit of a scalp day for me. Just looking at some of these gappers, early alerts here, see if there's anything shaking on them. Boy, I mean, look how, the alert 898 gets down there and it just immediately pops. Tough. Yeah, LCI may not be over, but I'm out of it. Get my levels for my video this afternoon. So I'm at 878, right up there. And then right there, 863. All right, guys. Well, the AXTA, that was the one. I mean, that just no stalling whatsoever. I don't see any specific reasons for it. I'm just looking at my headlines. I don't see any specific reason for this one to be doing what it's doing, but yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, obviously the AXTA is fantastic. If you got into this one and, it's fantastic, but I'm not seeing a lot of follow through on many, many stocks. Not like yesterday where we had a lot of follow through on many stocks. So no, you get a day like today. Yeah, again, if you happen to nail the right one, fantastic. But I'm just watching a lot of things, and I'm not seeing like look at DY as an example. I mean DY. Maybe you may have thought that okay, there's that first 15-minute candle. Now it's ready to roll. Now it did get the stalling probably could have been predicted right there. 44.64, where did I get to? 44.37, so not too far away from the last week's high. AU, I mean, AU is on my evening scan, 23.73 though. I mean, early. I actually don't usually put silver and gold stocks in the evening scan just because they're so tied into what the market does. But I thought today I would, and wouldn't you know it, get a trigger. I didn't take it, but 23.73 for AU, an immediate drop. And my guess, and MAG did the same thing. I had a trigger for MAG, and an immediate drop. So typically that's why they're just, wow, look at LCI. I might have been too jumpy on that one, but LCI looks like it. There's two big bottoming tails there on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, 11 minutes now, a little less than 11 minutes for the oil numbers to come out, inventory numbers to come out at 10:30. So again, if you're in an energy play, oil, especially oil, just be careful, especially unless it is trading on its own, which is probably going to be a little bit rare. Mention this one probably back here. Coming into, there's the high last week, 2047, very close to the high of last week for Con. Well, as long as it's back, see the sound skipped, but as long as it's back, yeah, it might have been a little too jumpy on the LCI. I still think that 9 is going to be very hard for it to get through. Excuse me, get through. Right there. That's about what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. It touched 9. Yeah, Express clothing store, right at a critical level. You took it right at a very critical level, high 216, high 214, okay? And right there, there's a high. I mean, it's not. Listen. Obviously, I wish you well, and I know it's from the AI, so I do wish you well. It is an earnings play, so it should be active, but it's really got to get through this area here. Yeah, for me, I'm just not trusting the jumpiness in the market today. Yeah, it could be, but I mean, even low volume days, I've seen this a million times. I had a long weekends, and you think, especially on the Friday, that it'll be nothing shaking, and it's just amazing. So we'll see, though. Hey, and finally, a long weekend that I can celebrate. There's FLWS. FLWS. There's the high right there, 1540. Now, I can say, I mean, right now, I'm getting zero alerts. Yeah, MO, nice recovery. Absolutely. This is a nice recovery from the lows, 44.70, almost $1. Yeah, yes, it's on the AI, yes, the XPR, yes. Yeah, I don't pay attention to anything like that, Kermie, the target. I mean, how can you have a $2 price or a $2 target on a $2 stock? Just, I don't pay attention to it at all. The only thing I pay attention to is the stop. But even the stops are, it's too big. It's up 25-cent stop. All this is being reworked. Just hard to commit to this DY. I mean, I know the alert was at 43.50. It's just hard to commit to it. It's so all over the place. Flowers does intrigue me. It's holding its own here, FLWS. The topping tail, you know what? I'm going to stick an alert around 1539. Let's see if it can take out the highs right there. There's a pullback. It's hugging the EMA. There's a cross way down here. And plan continues down here, plan, PLAN. Okay, well, good for you guys. Good for you guys who held on to LCI. Getting more and more interested in the flowers, the FLWS. Just the volume's, yeah, the volume is so light. The reason it's not triggering in the evening is that, see, the volume is only 130. It has to be minimum 200,000. So the relative volume is good, but it's not going to trigger unless it gets up to 200,000 and maintains its highs here. But there's a reason I do stick that 200,000. That's too bad. The LCI came right back down. Just be careful, guys. I mean, that, to me, that 9 is going to be really hard for it to take out. You know, right there. Not 895. There's the high looking left on the weekly chart. I may be wrong, but yeah, high short percent. Well, if you can handle that spread on DY and the whippiness, I mean, it is a decent alert at 43.50. I mean, it's almost $1 now, but I did not take it. Really? Are you kidding me? So it dropped $5 here from the open all the way down here. It's you know, it's Captain Obvious here, but this is obviously a very difficult trader. That was crazy action, though. I mean, they get all the way up to almost 20. and then drop down to 14. I don't know if the algo's turned on or what it is, but hopefully if you guys were in it and it got close to that 9, you are, what did it get to? 885. I hope you took some profit. So the oil numbers came out. I didn't any reaction. So yeah, so a little one like this I didn't think it would react, though it's possible it reacted positively. I don't know. The oil numbers did come out 10:30, and I guess there was not a glut. XLE. Let's see what XLE did. So there. So 3 of the sectors, XOP, XLE, OIH, 3 of the sector ETFs for the energy sector, all moved higher. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't have this here because my filter, I think, only goes up to about $60 or so. But yeah, wow, the RTX, obviously not good news. And it's 10:30. Where are my assistants? Well, everybody, a bit of a obviously a slow day for me today. But if you are first time into the room, welcome to the room. This is the format every day. Open the room at 9 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, of course. And that's when I start to get live on this live and share my screen at 9 o'clock. And I go up to 3:30 Mondays to Fridays, Thursdays, and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. If you have trade ideas and you'd like some of the scans, I'm sharing a lot of scans. You just have to click on scans, and they're all here. Okay, all of them are here. Or click on the room drive, and should go over that one more time. The room drive icon looks like a half open folder. I think people say it's beside my name. So click on that, and scans that I share, click on download, and that'll go into a Word document so you can take a look at the scans at your leisure. Also, the links that I'm going to go over, you can also download all the links. And they'll go into a Word document also. There is a subscription link right there. So this is how much Trade Ideas is costing. I'm going to go over the subscription plans. Barry for Alpha, all in caps, instant 15% savings off the first month or the entire year of a subscription. This is how much Trade Ideas costs. You have basically 4 plans: a standard yearly, $10.68 a year minus the 15%. The premium, $22.68 a year minus the 15%. You do not have to start off, of course, with a yearly plan. You can always try us out with a standard monthly, $118 less the 15%, or the premium, $228 less the 15%. The big differences are AI. If you decide within 30 days you'd like to upgrade from standard to premium or from monthly to yearly, you can do so, and we'll honor the promo code. In the link section, actually in subscriptions, if you click on the subscription section, you'll also see that we have some ebooks here. They're all free. These are Things basically for people looking for longer term setups, etc. All right, these are 3 ebooks that we put together at Trade Ideas. I actually have a little section in there myself. All right, so you can click on these ebooks. Now the links themselves, if you're looking, here's a description of what the AI is all about. Right there, meet the AI. You can click on that link. Description of all the strategies. The training, we have training from Monday to Thursday at noon Eastern. We have webinars. Now the one today is I think it's a guest webinar, so it's not the normal one. But typically when we're back to a normal schedule, Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern, they're all archived. You should have the latest trade ideas. If you don't know which one you've got, just click on Help and About, Help and About. You should have 4.2.89. I'm on a development version. Well, you should have 4.2.89 now. You can take out a demo of Trade Ideas right here. 15-minute delays, no charts, no AI, no price alerts, but you can create your own alert windows, you know, with a 15-minute delay. So at least it shows you what sort of alerts and filters we do have. And I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day, kind of a recap of what's happened in the room up to that point. And Trade of the Week sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. I'm going to go over Brokerage Plus. Well, too bad. DY is now certified, very good, but I just had a tough time trying to figure out how to trade it. So, well, they're just blindly taking it at the alert, but definitely the alert is what I'm talking about. 43.50, 43.50, so it's about $1 above now. So Brokerage Plus, let me just go over what Brokerage Plus is. ESTV just got halted twice on the way down this time. All right, this is what Brokerage Plus looks like. So right now, this is an order entry screen that is linked to Interactive Brokers. So you would need an Interactive Brokers account in order to actually trade using this screen. So basically, if you have an IB account, then this would replace the way in which you use IB to trade. Just click on a symbol, it's going to load, short it, sell, go long, buy. How many shares you just indicate how many shares you want, and then this will give you the bid and ask. You can get out of a position by flattening, get out of half, double your position, or reverse your position, go from long to short, short to long. That's the simplest. The other way, what we call one-click entry, order entry. So let's just say you look at Fate and you say, yeah, I want to trade it. Ahead of time, you're able to set up your own buying and shorting parameters. Very simple to do. You just click how you want to trade it, okay, and then it just gets managed in this window. But the big news we're all waiting for, well, at least I'm waiting for, is that this will be turning into also a real-time paper trading module. So for people who are just starting out trading and want a real-time paper trading module, this will be available. I cannot tell you when. I think they're saying next week for me anyway, internally, so that we can test it. And so, you know, all of our alerts are real time. So you would just click on alert and you trade it how you want to. And this will be, again, a real-time paper trading module. And of course, doesn't, because it's internalized, so it's not connected to any broker. Well, it's at a good level now. I mean, it just has to take this out. Takes that out, 222, then it's got a shot at that 240 level. Yeah, I know, it's a mistake, CanTrader. It started yesterday. So, Algermantis, I don't know what to say. Use Chrome. Chrome is the browser of choice from the developer of the program. Yeah, it actually had a nice recovery for Arcadia. Got all the way down to 681. Nice recovery for Arcadia. Does that mean you're in it with the enthusiasm? Geez, this con was good. I know I mentioned it right here on that 20 break. Speaking of con, I am in this calm. Calm. Doesn't move very much. I'm at 1016. Just like the way it was holding over the whole number. And of course, it's got a lot of room. Has a high of 1035 this week, so we're only Wednesday, so sometimes. So I'm just looking for anything right now, but I know it's a bit of a chase, but it was holding well. That's why I decided to take it. Okay, so Kang, I have no idea what you mean when you say I keep calling you or somebody keeps calling you. I have no idea what you mean. What is preventing it? Chico's, right? CHS, yeah. This had earnings this morning. Boy, what a bounce for MO. I was actually looking to short this right around here. And a big bounce for MO. Yeah, that is a big move on the SPY. You would expect some. Here's RGS. Again, a lot of these things are not triggering because, you know, I have a, there we go. I have a 200,000 minimum volume. You're just not triggering. Well, this was whippy, but there was the alert 84.59, did hit 86.58, so it's a couple of dollars if you could get it. All right, your screen is black, but you can hear me, so click on the tech support tab, all right, Adil? Click on the tech support tab and scroll to the top, except I forgot again, jeez. Sorry about that, this is, just give me a second here. Forgot to post this in the tech support tab. So okay, there is something that should help. Okay, a couple of other refresh or disable your hardware accelerator. You should be using Chrome as your browser. Oops. Yeah, well, take what I can get today and see if this one can kind of keep inching up. Williams Sonoma, I know I saw they have, they do have earnings after the market closes today. WSM, yeah. Bets are being placed a little bit anyway. The earnings are, that's at 0.75. Wow, look at LCI, yeah. So again, guys, this was the critical level right there, and it could not get through it. Which work? Just a refresh or the disabling? Do you have Chrome? Disabling the hardware accelerator. Hardware accelerator. Okay. The other thing too is, guys, I should go over this. This weekend I'm going to create a little FAQ section, so you are aware of the fact that there is a magnifying glass right there. A magnifying glass that you can use to zoom in. Like you might, first of all this area not necessary for you to see. These are just thumbnail charts that I have. So if you can't see them, a lot of people say I can't see your little charts. To be honest with you, if I could, I would partition the screen sharing just to here. I would probably put the basic new highs and lows somewhere else, but unfortunately with the way this trading room works, I cannot partition. It has to be the entire monitor. So, but that means that you can just zero in on areas of the screen that you want. Okay. With the magnifying glass. Well, DY, unfortunately, leaving me behind. That turned out to be definitely a good one. It just was a little bit tough at the beginning of the day. Look at that topping tail, the big drop. But on a percentage basis, this might give me a decent trade. This calm, we'll see. Well, I only have, these are my only alert windows. Okay. I do have some on my other monitor, but they don't trigger very often. It's if you had an alert window that triggers over and over and over and over again, it could prove to be a real problem. Also, top list. If you have a too bad. If you had a top list window and you have a bunch of them, and let's just say for argument's sake, you put the and it's one that's doesn't have very many filters in, and set record count, and you've got say 1,000, that will really cause your system to slow down. Your top list windows. You should check your record count. Right click time. Also, I've got a pretty decent computer too. Though that really doesn't have that much to do with it. It's you can overload the servers. But I would say I don't know what a normal number is. I have some windows open that I don't really look at that much. I could probably get rid of about 4, 5. But it all depends on how quickly things trigger. And also don't count the charts, of course. Your key right here is, just check to see what that MS number is. Well, Arcadia. You should be okay, yeah. I have this window here, but look how many alerts I've had. Not very many, and it's on don't repeat mode as an example. So yes, I do have some other alert windows open. You don't see in my other monitor, but they don't trigger very often, which is the way I've set it up. First of all, you have so many windows open. You'll drive yourself crazy. Even 8, I don't know. I don't know how if you're only getting a few and you've got a sound alert on each one of them, I guess it's not so bad. Oh, no answer for that, Ron. Actually, I didn't find yesterday choppy at all. I found yesterday a great day. We had a good trending. Today I find very choppy. But I thought yesterday was a great trending day. And you know what? That was yesterday, Tuesday. I can't remember what Monday was. Look at LAUR, interesting one maybe. Over the whole number, just took out last week's high at 18. What's the good volume? LAUR. There is sort of a red bar ignored also for it, but the trigger would have been quite a bit lower, 1786. So it might be a little bit too late. That red bar, it's not totally engulfed, but look at the bottoming tail. But it's a little bit too late, unfortunately, I think. 1785, 86 was the trigger. We're at 1810 now, so bit of a chase. Looking left on the monthly, yeah, you know what? I mean, it's almost at that level, 1824. So not that far away from that monthly high, which is 2 years ago. Boy, LCI, what a disaster. Hopefully, again, I just hope that nobody got nailed. I know some people were taking it right there. I got out. I mean, this is intraday. This is basically untradable. Okay, the PSTV. And it's a tough spread, and it's all over the place. So just trying to get this. I want to see this. See if I can get this into the 1030s. Flowers is still somewhat interesting for me. FLWS. Little red bar ignored right there. That is a red bar ignored. The trigger would have been 1534. I think it has to take out the high, and it might go 1530. I might pay more attention to the basic new highs and lows today because, at least we know these are moving, and with the count up, IPHI, interesting, breaking down below the whole number. Just trying to see if there's any specific news on it. Don't see any specific news. Just one moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. Back. FLWS. I don't know how dynamic it's going to be, but at least it's holding this area. And there's the red bar ignored, 1534. We get a 1540 bid, I may take it. Obviously, it has room. 1570, 1584 is the high this week. Yeah, so Beluk Water's talking about the count being the best filter. What this count is showing, it's just another way of looking at momentum. So for instance, MIK has made 59 new highs. VET has made 42 new highs. Obviously, the higher that number, the higher the momentum. Well, guys, I'm getting 0 alerts right now. This Chico's is actually having a pretty decent day, you know, for it. Remembering that this has just been completely clobbered over the last few months. All right, guys, I just took some out at 10:24, the comms. You know, so waiting on a 10:30 break. One moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. Oh man, I wish I'd seen that little red bar ignored right there. 1786 on the Laurel, L-A-U-R. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's see. I just want to see if I can get into the 1030s. Well, guys, okay, now, where was the trigger would have been? A 2-bar pullback for P-Lab. Trigger would have been around 949, so not that far away from that. What sort of room does it have? On the weekly, like say last week, 996, so around 10. So, you know, maybe 40 cents or so. Looking left on the daily chart. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of room, 970. I mean, it's got maybe 20 odd cents to get to that level. It's just not that much room. You know, when I say that, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, it could just burst right through all of that, but I just like to see, like to get into things when you're, especially you're getting to things near the high of the day, check the daily, weekly, monthly to see where the next levels of resistance are. If they're kind of close, then, you know, it might be tough for it to move that much higher. Wow, I'm getting hardly any alerts. Momo on the move, on the move. Garbage. Now, I mean, this one in theory, what I would do on this one is just put an alert around 120-ish or so. See if it takes that out. I mean, it did hit a high 174 in the pre-market. Looked like the news was reasonable, but the market just completely and utterly gave it up. But you never know. It might have a late day surge, so it takes that high out right there, might get it going. Low float, 15 million in the float, and that is for CNGX. All right, guys, there's something going on that I just am not got to figure out on my end here. The pre-market trades yesterday, yeah, well, those were, I can't remember what they were. That was the OSN and the yeah, okay. So a lot of times what I do, I waited for a whole number break. Obviously if you look, right, okay, calm. I'll take this. I mean, this is so far a fairly relaxing trade. You look at the OSN, it's kind of hard to see. Let me get it a little bigger. So obviously had news, and I just waited for the break of the whole number. It was that simple. And I took it on the break of 5. I mean, there's no, I mean, they can be very difficult, but it just looked, as opposed to the ones this morning, this absolutely continued higher and higher. This is all pre-market. I mean, look at the difference between that one and SNGX as an example. Look at this, popped, and then this is pre-market. So the other one and also the EDNT, they had a similar look, and I took them just over the whole number so that I could put a stop basically at the whole number. It was that simple. I mean, but it's rare that I trade 2 in the pre-market. I mean, I don't do that much pre-market trading to begin with, but it's rare that I trade 2 in the pre-market. Exactly. The second one was not nearly as good, of course, but the first one was excellent. And I left some on the table, but you know what? You got to be so careful. Low float also, I believe OSN, they're both low float situations. Yeah, they were both really low float. And what was the other one? The EDNT. low float. And then even when the market opened, SSNT, this could have been, this is very similar. This was very, very similar. Yeah, they're great opportunities, but you know, you got to be so careful. You cannot turn your head. You can't go, you know, leave something like that for a minute or so. Don't walk your dog, exactly. Okay, guys, UTI, speaking of low float, 17 million in the float. UTI volume, it doesn't trade very much. You can see 211,000, that's representing 20 times. So what's the spread like? Yeah, 511, 519, a little too tough for a $5 stock to have an 8-cent spread, in my opinion. But looking left on that weekly chart, you know, there are the next levels. Oh, sorry, on the monthly chart. That's what year is that? That is, you know, that's over 3 years ago. That's 3.5 years ago. Probably not as big a deal. Oh, wow. Okay, slowing down. I am going to just check some emails right now. So I'm going to put myself on mute for a bit, just check some emails. All right, that was a quick one. And the guy, excuse me, again, guys, if you have questions for me, ask them here. Don't wait to send an email. A lot easier for me to help you if I can demonstrate something on the screen. Oh, that UTI looks interesting. Interesting, except it's the stupid spread. 511, 524. It's basically making it untradeable. They don't want you to trade it. Well, MOV, hmm, it just seems stuck here. MOV. I keep my bias is short, but it just seems to be stuck here. MOV. Another one that is interesting, but just low volume, Gossamer. GOSS. Sorry. That's not my body creaking. Yeah, LCI, you're right. It is putting a little move. All right, guys, that's it for me and COM. I just don't think it's going to move that much anymore. So waited on that thing to take out 1030, didn't do it. So I'm all out of the COM. So nothing fantastic. Boy, plan on the just continues down. Plan. Big area right there. There's the weekly chart. 52.29. So it takes that out. What's the low here? 52.28. I mean, these are the two, you're not in it yet. I'd be setting an alert right there. The bottom of those two weekly candles, it takes that out. I mean, look at this for plan. Oh, now this could be interesting. Where's the trigger though? Well, it's not that far away. There's a red bar ignored for CPRX. It was at 604, right around here. It's only 613 right now. Red bar ignored. What's the high yesterday or last week was 633. So there is some room. Yeah, might have been wrong with the COM. Well, we'll see. I'm out of it now. Nope. Do that, I'll probably bring in a whole bunch I don't want to see. 1.38, no. I see what you're looking at, but okay, watching this CPRX, I think if I get a bid of 616, I'm going to take it. I don't think it's going to give a lot. You know, there's that high right there, 634, but you know, if you got into the high 20s from 616. No, no sound alerts for topless windows. I mean, it's a different function. You know, the topless windows update every 30 seconds. So you get an alert every 30 seconds. I mean, it just is the nature of what a topless does. So it just automatically updates every 30 seconds. I think it would drive you nuts if you had a few topless windows open, because it's not all going to be the same 30 seconds, you know, depending when you open them. So anyway, no, but that is the reason. XEC, another energy stock. Energy is still, no, you're proving me wrong, Com. All right. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm glad I stayed away from the UTI. And why did I get out of Com? Now, if you took this with me, congrats for not getting out when I did. But so you look at the weekly chart, 11. I mean, it's got a lot of room. That's why I liked it. Look at Tops. Yeah, Tops is on the move here. I hate to bring this one up. They did the reverse split. I can't remember exactly when, but a while back. 1 for 30. Looks like. I'm actually going back to 2017 at 1 for 30. 1 for 20 on August 21st. Oh, August 21st. So it's only a week ago they did a reverse split. Or maybe it was effective. Okay. Yeah, good for you. You know what else is putting in a nice little move here now? GIS. Nice little move off the whole number, GIS. Boy, Tops is screaming here. Like screaming. Look at the float. I'm watching this CPRX guys holding not too badly here. Off that red bar ignored right there, 605. All right, I'll mute again. A couple of things I have to do. One of them answering an email. Please ask me questions in the room. They all start out, Barry, I didn't want to disturb you, so I'm asking you here. It's more of a disturbance if you ask me via email, believe me. It takes me longer to respond. We can have a back and forth. Way easier if I can just demonstrate on my screen. All right, guys, I'm back. My goodness, too bad. I just couldn't figure out an entry for DY. But great from now 43.50, 45.56, almost a $2 run. And calm, well, I mean, calm is again, I'm all out of it, but still moving nicely. All right, guys, I'm just going to go over these. Okay, again, the gold right off the bat with the market doing what it did would not have been a good play, along with the mag. Two precious metals plays. You just had to, in my opinion, disregard them. TIFF, 84.59, not bad. MDCO, 43.09. Yeah, I mean, it got up to 43.60, 43.54. The LCI, from 852, it did hit 885, and then the DY, 43.50. Again, a little bit of a challenge. That's the one I really wanted to take. I just couldn't. I guess that topping tail kind of influenced me too much, but so not bad. I mean, I would just have disregarded both the gold and silver just because of what the market was doing. Oh, guys, okay. So the CPRX, really, it hit 622. $620, okay. Inch by inch, I am in this one now. Decided to take it. You know, well, sort of an average of a 617. So we'll see. I'm going to be taking my break pretty soon. No, I was saying wait for a 616 bid. So sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So we'll see if I can kind of move a little bit. Well, we don't know. I mean, but that's the area that, you know, a couple of lows right there, what, 52.28 and 52.29 on the weekly chart. So when you ask, will it be support? I mean, nobody knows if it's going to bounce from there, but I mean, that's the area, those are the two areas right on those two weekly candles, basically within a penny. So if you were in this one, hopefully higher, I mean, I'd be watching that area. Oh man, DY is going to haunt me. Very few earnings plays, guys, but this is obviously a really good one. This one from, excuse me, from the AI, not bad really. I mean, the AXPR, certainly on a percentage basis, up 7%. You know, it's after the fact. I don't mind demoing and demonstrating it right now. Yeah, losing interest in the CPRX really quickly. And I'll be taking my break pretty soon, so. Yeah, that got me out, guys. Yeah, mainly because I'm taking my break, but I just don't, it's not popping through 620 like I wanted it to. So, I should only be in two stocks, DY and COM. Okay, guys, I'm just putting myself on mute right now. Putting myself on mute right now, answering another email. All right, so on the it really doesn't have that much room. I was hoping it would get into maybe the high 20s. Doesn't have that much room though. If you look at the last week's high, 632, it doesn't really have that much room. Now, if it takes out that high, you can see right there, high 616 on the monthly, 609. If it can take that out, it could be an interesting play going forward. I mean, we're going back way back to 2016. So, I mean, this could be this could just be getting started. So what I'm going to do, stick an alert at 633, takes that out. May not happen today, may not happen ever, but if it does, I mean, it's got the room. Yeah, I mean, I'm relatively, I mean, listen, I obviously, I kind of blew it on the calm. You know, I allowed this little move down to affect me. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to get out of something. If I'm in something for for a while and it starts moving against me, I'll get out for, you know, 3, 4, 5 cent loss. Can always get back in. Yeah, real just over the whole number. Yes, I see that. I have a thumbnail down here with the market. I mean, the market's putting in a nice move. You know, little stall there, little pullback there, but the market is definitely putting in a nice move. This is one of the reasons, I mean, for me, the CPRX just wasn't moving with the market. Not that it should move with the market, really. I mean, it's kind of going to kind of trade on its own. Hey, good for you on the Rune, RUHN. You know, I mean, I took it off my list, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's got all sorts of room. It really does. All right, guys, break time for me. Hopefully I come back. A little more activity that I see anyway for the stocks I'm trading or things I'm looking at. Okay, and again, there's the promo code right there, Barry for Alpha, 15% savings. This is how much Trade Ideas cost. 1068 a year minus the 15%, 2268 a year minus the 15%. Big difference, of course, is our AI. Don't have to start off with a yearly plan. You can always start off with a monthly, 118 less the 15. You can always upgrade afterwards within 30 days. If you do that from standard to premium or from monthly to yearly. And we'll honor the promo code. All right, and I will put it on surf mode. Again, surf mode will look at all the top list windows that I have and cycle through them all. Look at the top 3 as I have them sorted. Then moves on to the next one. You can see it's on the evening scan right now. It'll tell you where it is. If you want to stop this, the surfing, just go to the chart. It'll pause it. See how it's paused? Surfing right now, I go to a chart, turns to paused. Move off the chart, it'll resume. Of course, clicking on a symbol will stop it completely, or this is just a toggle on and off. So I'll leave you with that. And wow, look at calm. Anyway, we'll see you in a bit, around 12:30. All right, everybody, I'm back. I'm still very, very interested in that CPRX kind of holding its own around that 618, 619 level. You know, I'm only looking maybe for it to get up to the 630s, but I am interested in, especially going forward, if it takes out that 630 area tomorrow, it's got a lot of room, of course. Other than that, not a lot going on for me. You know, the AXA, still great. Had that had the tremendous first 45 minutes, a little bit of settling down, continuation. All right, guys, I have got an issue with something. I'm not sure why certain symbols are not showing up. I have to try to figure out why. This is in the evening scan. MAG should have shown up, in my opinion, on the downside. Let's see why it isn't. I'm gonna have to do some sleuthing with the market close. I don't know why it shows up in one and not the other. And what I'm talking about is here, and I think it should have shown up here then at 1224. But I'm going to have to figure out why this is happening. Man, I'm getting absolutely no alerts now. WTER just got a little running up alert, but you got to look at that. I mean, 189. I don't know, weekly chart, probably some decent resistance right there. Well, I have to say, this was definitely a nice alert from the AI today. The EXPR, one of the few earnings plays, it's a little guy. As we speak, up almost 8%. It's the only one, really. Oh, I see why this is happening. Okay. Well, guys, I mean, to keep me interested, ask me questions. I mean, I'm just getting no alerts right now, which is fine. I mean, not every day. Yesterday was an incredible day. Today is, this is a little bit more like Monday, though I think it's even more slow than Monday was. Well, I still love the evening scan. I mean, the next day, I mean, I love it. I mean, today is, just not a day that, it's the first day I can think of that. I mean, some of them, a couple of them have worked, but just no follow through whatsoever. You're going to get days like that. CRS, Carpenter Tech Core. Yeah. Bet you the spread is terrible. So the only thing I'm really looking at, believe it, is CPRX, just to see if it can pop into the 20s and maybe have a little run into 30. I mean, that's it. Is work bouncing now? Yeah, actually, that would have been nice to have seen it right here, 2904. Nice. A little late now for me, but just can't get too excited about this Chico's. I mean, you look at the daily chart, 308 right there, 305 right there. Just can't get too excited about it. I saw Acor this morning. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, you know what? Finally, it's an erratic one. Actually, there's a nice little red bar ignored except for that topping tail. Waited on this one for a long, long time. I kind of gave up on it. You know, it's such an erratic intraday trader, but well, now I might really start to fill that gap. VET is moving a little bit. VET, VET. The energy stocks, at least the oil services, top sector right at the top of the day's range. Of course, all sectors are then, well, the tech sector, interesting. Tech is down a little bit. And of course, gold and silver. Silver is probably, silver is a little better than gold. And then, of course, utilities, when the market's up, utilities are generally down. And as usual, look at FSLY. Intraday kind of untradeable. Look at how choppy it is. It's now positive again. I've had my eye on this one forever. I mean, it keeps making the evening scan because I keep waiting for another breakdown underneath 10. Now today energy, so it's a little energy stock, so no volume, but I keep waiting for this to really break down under 10. Well, there goes FSLY just after talking about it.